This podcast is a production of Unfiltered Studios. If you would like to know more about joining Unfiltered Studios, please visit our website at unfpod.com for more information.
Hey there, and welcome to another episode of the KJ Arcade. My name is Jay the Gray.
My name is Kevin, the K.
And this week, since Kevin did Last of Us last week, I'm going to do one that I talked about while I was talking about Bloody Roar. Vectorman.
Did you talk about Vectorman?
Like 0.2 seconds. 0.2.
Did you? Okay.
Or
All
maybe I mentioned him while we were talking about secret level.
I gotta do a Google. I gotta remember what Vectorman is.
The poor man's Mega Man.
Holy shit. All right, what system was it?
Sega Genesis. And it only had 2 installments.
I'm curious if I played. Oh shit!
That's right.
Yes.
Taking it back.
Yes.
Taking it back.
Yes.
Like I said, poor man's Mega Man.
I remember because this is when they're like, because there was at one point when they were kind of trying to break into 3D graphics, and they were doing a terrible job. Not their fault. They were doing the best they could.
Yeah.
But it was at the time. I mean, at the time, you're like, "Oh, this is pretty interesting. It's different than just the 2D." Wah. But it was fucking.
Yeah, I think they were really trying with Vectorman 2, and had they done Vectorman 3, they might have been able to bridge that gap into possibly a 3D style game. But yeah, nothing ever happened. Nothing happened.
Look, there are some games that do not need to be 3D. You do not need to go back and forth. For example, Sonic does not need to be 3D, and he is like super duper fucking fast. I don't want to deal with that vertically, as well as on the fourth dimension as more than just left and right. That was fun. It's fun enough. Just make more Sonic games like that.
I mean, maybe, but
My kids would disagree because I know my oldest too. They love Sonic Colors.
Okay.
And I'm like, no, fuck that. no, fuck that. Fuck that all day long.
Terrible. So,
anyways, I'm sorry.
Yeah, this one was developed by Blue Sky Software, published by Sega, of course, designed by Rich Karp and Mark Lorenzen, and it was only on the Sega, the original Genesis, not Sega Saturn, not Sega CD, any of that shit, just a Genesis. It came out in October 24th of 1995. The sequel came out in 1996. And it was only a single player, and it was a platformer.
Oh, man, it's kind of... Oh. Man, it's kind of like, if you look at the plot of Vectorman, it kind of is...
Mega Man-y?
Oh, not Mega Man-y. Wally.
Okay, yeah. Cause
that's the first thing I thought of.
Yeah, because it takes place on a distant future on a destroyed Earth. Humans have left, and the whole planet is basically corrupted by pollution. And apparently, the lead robot comes in contact with a nuclear warhead and turns into a despot that calls himself Warhead.
Well, all right.
I'm like, okay. You didn't have to think that much on the name. Perfect. All right. So apparently Vectorman was on a mission to take out some garbage to the sun, and when he comes back, he's the only robot who's unaffected by Warhead's despotic, Wi-Fi?
Yeah, I guess maybe he did like from Secret Level, the Xena.
Yeah.
Or whatever, and he just like look at them, and they're like, wah, 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 green eyes.
So Vectorman's like, yeah, screw this, I'm going to take you down as the hero. So as a platformer, obviously, you're just jumping around and you're going from point A to point B, but there's like multiple routes you can take. He had basically a hand cannon, just like Mega Man, so nothing crazy there. He had multiple upgrades he could do for his weapons. So, for instance, I think he had rapid fire, wave gun, a bolo gun, nucleus shield, orbs, and then he could transform too, which I thought was cool.
Oh, yeah. I do remember that he could transform into like a tank and other shit. Like that, yeah.
He had a drill, fish, missile, buggy, bomb, jet, and a parachute.
Oh, you know what game I was trying to think of other games I could think of that I could play, and I mean that I could talk about.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I got an idea. Okay, I'm sorry, that was a complete distraction. But I was looking because they said Vectorman 3, and apparently they had 3 separate attempts.
Yep,
to make
and they all
Vectorman.
fell through.
Yeah.
All fell through.
Sorry, I'm not trying to take your thunder.
Yeah, they tried from I think almost after the launch of the second game to the early 2000s to try to get this third installment made, and it just did not happen. Which sucked.
Apparently Blue Sky's a twat or something. I don't know, because everyone's like, we're gonna work with Blue Sky, who makes Vectorman, and they're like, fuck that.
Nah.
Wait a minute, they're kind of assholes. Maybe it's like Grandma's Boy.
Oh God. You just had that one guy.
I want to touch your penis.
Good grief. Just think that guy went on to be
Let me touch your boobs.
Yeah, just think that guy went off to be in Avatar. Like, really? And then while he was in Avatar, he was also on Bones. So they made a reference to him being in Avatar. Yes. Several members of the team on Bones went to go to the opening showing of Avatar. So they kept switching their spot in line. And he was in line to see Avatar. To see himself.
Get in my pants.
So terrible.
It's so stupid. I love that movie, though. That movie's so fucking
Yeah, it's a great movie. Don't get me wrong. So, play some Vectorman and then watch Grandma's Boy. Or watch Grandma's Boy and then play some Vectorman. Either way, play some Vectorman.
Yeah.
Apparently it's on Steam. That's right, I said it. It's on Steam.
Is it?
I think so.
I don't see how do me a googs. What the fuck?
But yeah, it's only 16 levels. Only 16 levels. Platformer. Like I said, transformations and all that good stuff. And beating Warhead's always kind of fun.
Look, man, it is quantity. I mean, it is quality, not quantity, okay? I don't need 100 levels of the same shit. No. Give me some 16 quality-ass levels.
Just like Mega Man.
And good to go.
Just like Mega Man.
Yeah, just like Mega Man, just like the Metroidvania games. Like, they can be pretty short, but the gameplay is fun the whole time.
Exactly. And see, being an older style game and just having 2D graphics, again, you're not jumping and climbing and all this other stuff. No, you're just keeping it simple. You're keeping it simple.
Yeah, you just keep it simple. You keep it fun. That's the whole purpose of fucking games. Like, if you're not having fun, there's absolutely no reason for you to continue to play a fucking game. Like, I tell my kids that all the time. When they get mad at a video game, like where they're throwing shit, I'm like, all right, you're done. Like, there's no reason for you to keep playing games. Like, I'm not being a dick. It's just the whole purpose of games is to have fun. If you're not having fun, well, like, then fucking get off it. Like, I will be stressed out in some games. I will get stressed out, but if I get genuinely angry, I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
I gotta back the fuck up.
Gotta stop taking it so seriously.
It's
not real life.
It's not real life. It's a fucking game.
Just a game.
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
It is fun.
Speaking of fun, my son, my oldest son, I'm trying to think of the name of the game. It's a computer game. He apparently is like number 17 in the world for speed runs for this game.
What?
Yeah. I'm trying to think of the name of the game. I'm pretty sure I own it. But anyways, it was totally random. It's just he's like it just popped in my head. Anyways, I'm sorry. Continue. I keep interrupting you.
No, you're fine.
I'm a dick.
No, because like I said, with Vectorman 1, it was still simple. Honestly, I do not remember much about Vectorman 2 besides I think he started having like beast forms that he could transform into.
Oh, you know what? That sounds familiar because I do remember he was always in the same he had the same amount of circles, but he could be a tank and then he could be like different versions. So I think I do remember like a tiger and like.
Yep. Okay. So in 2, he could use a Rhino Charge, Scorpion Tail. Apparently, he could be a Tick Punch, the tank, the spacecraft.
Tick Punch?
Yeah, apparently he could turn into a tick. That was one of his alternate forms as well. And he had a tornado form. So he had a bunch of different forms. So it was biological and steel machine that you could morph into. But you had to kill. You had to kill certain. You had to kill certain beasts to get the beast form, though.
Why would you kill animals? It's already overpolluted.
Who said they were?
Don't kill them, sweet animals.
Who said they were real animals, though? They could be robotic animals.
Fair. Okay, you got me there.
Okay, so apparently the story for the second one is when Vectorman is utilizing his sludge barge and taking a load to the sun again, a stray missile attacks and hits the sludge barge, and Vectorman free falls to Geronimo and ends up in a dark, swampy area called Night in the Swamp. He discovers many insects practically waiting for him. He goes off to find the source of the bugs, and he soon finds out that it is the Black Widow Queen controlling these insects. So apparently he falls on an alien planet, and that's why we get the beast forms. Versus him being on Earth.
All right, well, let's talk about Vectorman's work ethic.
Stop going to the sun.
Okay? No, not stop going to the sun. This man saved the world, and then afterwards was like, well, time to take some sludge back to the fucking sun again.
He's trying to clean the planet.
No question. No question.
So I'll give him that. I'll give him that.
This man's got integrity. He's got work ethic. Like maybe he's got other people on Earth doing it again too, since Warhead should, in theory, be gone.
Yes.
And honestly, in reality, like it's one Warhead. At this point, the world's fucked anyways. Like, why is it going to be that big of a fucking deal if it explodes? Nobody's there anyways, except for robots.
Hey, it's just the writing. They had a great concept for a character, and they were just like, let's do it. And it worked.
They made the game first, and then they were like, let's make some sort of story as to why he's doing this.
Yeah.
Yeah, game first, then story.
Yeah.
You can tell. Yeah.
But it's perfectly fine. I mean, like I said, I think when I played it, I was just like, this is pretty fun, and it's only the first game versus, I'm pretty sure I don't know, when I started trying to play Mega Man, I was like, there's way too many installments. I can't keep my head above water on this shit.
But you don't, like, there was never really a solid story in Mega Man. It was just, Reploids versus,
Hold on. It became a story when they brought out the freaking cartoon. He was a super fighting robot. Mega Man. And he's fighting to save the world. It was a great show. Shut up. Toyline was but the story was fun. You got to see Rock as Rock before he got upgraded to Mega Man. You got to see Proto Man before he became Proto Man. Gutsman.
I'm so disappointed.
Roll and Rush.
Well, this is why we made a podcast in the first place, because we had different opinions on shit.
That cartoon was awesome.
Okay, sure, buddy.
Fuck you. So was SWAT Cats.
Fuck you!
What's your name? Toby! Fuck you, Toby!
Hey! What's your name?
Ezekiel!
Fuck you, Ezekiel!
If you haven't
See the fire over there?
Don't you say it! Don't you say it!
I made that fire last night.
Fuck your mother!
What's this fire? And I fucked your mother that shit!
You son of a bitch!
Anyways. So, is there anything else you want to say about Vectorman?
There is no other thing I can say about Vectorman besides he is the poor man's Mega Man, and he was awesome for like 2 games. And it's sad that he only got 2 installments and they were only on the Sega.
I mean, obviously it was something decent at the time because so many places tried to take, like, they almost had it on PlayStation.
Again.
On PlayStation 2, I mean.
And they were like, the installments came out, it was like a year apart. 95 to 96. Bam. There was no delay.
Well, I mean, I guess it was super easy if all you had to do was make different levels.
Yeah.
You know,
you didn't have to make a lot of levels.
Yeah, you didn't have to make a lot. All right. Well, then I guess it's my turn to say where they can find us
Do
at the
it.
KJ. Don't tell me what to do. I'm a grown ass man.
Okay.
But they can find us at kjnapocast@gmail.com and also on Facebook and Twitter and Blue Sky and TikTok and YouTube and all the other shit at KJNA Podcast. And then you can also go to buymeacoffee.com/KJNA Podcast if you want to donate to a poor podcast in need. Or you can also just go to our Patreon where you can get at least 6 hours of bonus footage. And if someone actually joins, we might start adding more shit into it. But I think 6 hours is enough.
For now.
You know? For now, yeah. 6 hours is enough. And it's some old school shit.
Yeah. It's like
We were talking about One Punch.
One Punch.
One Punch!
Did we try to do another series or was it just One Punch?
I think we started with One Punch and then that's when we started BSing. That's when we just started talking about bullshit. But yeah, is there anything I missed?
848-5562.
Yep, you beat me to it.
God.
That was it.
Leave us a
All right,
message.
well, thank you so much for listening, everybody. We love you.
Good night, folks.
Goodbye.
Have a good one.